you want to move your life forward in the most positive way using astrology? Then let's talk about the astrological patterns for March 2017. We have an unusual and interesting pattern coming up because Venus is in Aries and it will turn retrograde on March 4th. And Venus in Aries is the social pattern that is very flirtatious and impetuous and a little impulsive. And it's definitely an extroverted energy. So what's fascinating is as Venus goes retrograde in Aries, we get to ask ourselves about our own level of confidence socially, and our own kind of flirtatious energy needs to develop at this time. In April, Venus retrogrades back into Pisces, and in April we're going to have a softer time with our social patterns. But then in May, it goes back into Aries, and it stays in Aries until early June. So this is a long period of Venus development, and you need to embrace it, and you need to feel that social confidence developing. The extroverted flirtatious energy from Aries is going to come to a peak in the middle part of the month. On the 14th, Mercury enters Aries, and then on the 18th, it will be conjunct Venus. And so that middle of the month time is highly charged Aries energy. We're going to be thinking fast, we're going to want to move our bodies in a quick way, and we certainly are going to want to be physical. This is a very dynamic time, and we need to be having fun with it. And as I mentioned, with the Venus cycle going retrograde in Aries, we're going to continue that also with Mercury, because Mercury in April is going to go into Taurus, but then go retrograde and back up into Aries. So we have this extended Aries time, and that's really the point I'm trying to make. Certainly, that is signaling that we need to step into that new level of courage and confidence and that gutsy, pioneering energy that can be so delightfully fun. One of the reasons I think this will be so wonderfully delightful is that Mars, the planet of action, leaves the sign Aries and moves into Taurus on the 9th of March. Now that will offer some nice stability, and that will tone down some of the super volatile or highly charged impatience of Aries. So when we have Mars and Taurus working with Venus and Mercury in Aries, I think it settles things down and it allows us to feel the best of both worlds. Also happening in the middle of the month, on the 12th, we have a full moon in Virgo, and that is a very grounded, practical focus. And what we need to do during that full moon is focus on cleansing, focus on healing, because Chiron is highly involved with that particular full moon. It's going to be opposite in the sign Pisces. So during that middle of the month, really focus on asking your body where there needs to be some healing, and let yourself develop that. Maybe exercise a little bit more, make sure you're eating healthy. Also during that full moon, consider cleaning your house. You're going to have all that physical energy with Mercury and Venus working together in Aries, and you're going to have endurance with Mars in Taurus. So certainly we can accomplish a lot in that Virgo full moon. And then when we get to March 20th, we have the equinox, which means the sun moves into the sign Aries. And then on the 27th, we have a beautiful new moon in Aries. Again, you're hearing the word Aries over and over and over again. It's a highly charged up time frame. Lots of impulsive and delightful physical energy at our fingertips. So to summarize the astrological patterns for March, just remember, Venus goes retrograde in Aries early in the month, and then Mars goes into Taurus on the 9th. Venus in Aries and Mars in Taurus are going to support each other because we're going to have sparkling dynamic energy working with practical persevering energy. And remember, in the middle of the month, Mercury will conjunct Venus, and that is very dynamic, happy, outgoing communication energy working together with social energy. And on the 12th, we have the full moon in Virgo. Just remember that's perfect for cleansing, healing, and organizing. On the 20th, we have the sun Hitting the equinox, it's going to go into Aries at that time, adding to that dynamic thrust of energy. And on the 27th, we have the new moon in Aries. Be watching for my next video because that one is very dynamic. Enjoy this month. Really just radiate your confidence and sparkle. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.